Hi guys, this is Paul with Tweaktown. We're still here at Flash Memory Summit 2014, continuing our coverage today. Right now we are sitting down with Jay Prassel. He is the VP of Marketing at Solidfire. And Jay, if you could just tell us a little bit about your company and what your mission is.
Sure, you bet. Nice to be with you, Paul. So Solidfire is a scale-out flash array technology. It's designed very specifically for large-scale enterprises and large-scale cloud service providers. And one of the things that makes Solidfire, I think, very unique, actually there's probably three things that make it very unique, is our ability to scale, deliver very predictable storage performance to thousands of applications all together in the same environment, and the ability to automate that infrastructure entirely. Those are really the three big areas that we differentiate ourselves from the other flash array vendors out in the space.
So what kind of hardware and software do you offer to your customers?
Sure. So this is a scale-out technology, as I mentioned. So we provide a 1U storage node. And it comes in three different flavors. There's three different capacity points today that you can get that storage node in. And how you construct a storage environment with Solidfire is by the addition of those nodes together into what we call a cluster. So you would start with 4 nodes, and you can scale that system up to 100 nodes, all at within a single environment, if you will. And that's extremely powerful to large-scale enterprises and cloud service providers because they're interested in managing not 15 or 20 disparate storage platforms. They want to manage one, and one that they can run many applications together in the same environment. And Solidfire's scalability is a huge part of making that happen.
And what steps do you guys take to protect data on your arrays?
Sure. Yeah, data protection is one of the most important things in storage.
It all starts at data protection.
You bet. I mean, storage is a very conservative space, even though there's a lot of new and up-and-coming companies like Solidfire. For us, we leverage a shared nothing architecture. We think of high availability at the system level as well as at the individual node level. One way to understand high availability in Solidfire is simply the fact that we use a replication scheme. That's a great place to start. And then when you think about it at the system level, it's a question of what's shared. If I share all the data on a single node and I lose that node, I'm in a really compromised state. I've lost data availability. Solidfire, that's not the case at all. We leverage a shared nothing architecture that stripes data across the entire system, regardless of whether it's 4 nodes or 100 nodes. And the power behind that is that regardless of the failure, a drive, a node, or many nodes, the system and the data remains not only available, but the quality of service, the predictable performance, also remains intact in the system.
I think as all flash arrays are becoming more common, people are really expecting somewhat of a SAN-like experience or features that you can have with SAN, such as high availability, replication, cloning, snapshots. Do you guys support those types of features?
You bet, you bet. You can't bring, I think, a storage technology to the market in a real serious fashion without that capability inherent. They're quickly, I think, have become checkbox items. So our system not only is highly available, but we also do some things that other flash arrays don't. Remote replication is one of those things. The ability to back up and restore the system from a object storage environment, another kind of unique technology that Solidfire offers. And there's a variety of other things as well that we mentioned, things like the ability to scale beyond 200 terabytes. Solidfire customers like eBay, Savis, CenturyLink, and others care about managing a single infrastructure. So they need more than 200 terabytes. They want to use a single storage system beyond that. So scale and automation, both very important things for our customers.
Excellent. You guys kind of differentiate on the software side, correct?
Yes, we don't produce our own hardware. So there's the whole idea of bending the tin, right, that people talk about. We don't bend the tin, so we don't make the chassis, and we don't make the flash as well. We're using Intel and Samsung flash within our drive or within our system. And we use Dell as an OEM manufacturer for our product today.
Of course, one of the concerns people always have about using flash is wear. What kind of steps do you guys take to not only minimize wear, but also monitor the endurance of your system?
You bet. wear and the treatment of flash has so much to do with the architecture that flash is running in. So Solidfire has built our storage system around flash from the ground up. So we treat flash in a very intelligent way, both in how we write to it, but in many cases the data efficiency technologies, deduplication and compression, mean that we don't even have to write to the drive if that data already exists.
I think a big problem with a lot of all-flash arrays right now is someone can be extremely hard to deploy,
right,
and manage, especially in the long run. Would it be fair to say that you guys use a single pane of glass as your management interface?
You bet. There's a couple things to consider around management with Solidfire. So we have a user interface. We have a very strong monitoring tool called Active IQ that allows you to monitor not only your single storage environment, but many environments if they're disparate or spread into other locations. But one of the core design principles around Solidfire has been actually automation. In moving away from kind of physical management of a storage system and actually allowing you to automate the mechanics of that system across the board. And there's a couple parts of that. One part is looking at the systems you use to manage your environment. Things like OpenStack, CloudStack, VMware. How do you enable storage control within those frameworks so that you don't get into what we call swivel chair management, where you have to be on VMware here and then turn your chair around and touch the storage system? The integrated or REST-based API within our technology allows you really to eliminate a lot of that. And we're finding large enterprises and cloud providers really taking advantage of the opportunity to offer, to some extent, even end-user self-service to their customers to say, hey, if you need some storage environment or you need to change the performance of your system, you can go ahead and turn the knob and manage that performance entirely separate of capacity and do it all on your own.
That's excellent. And standing behind your product, and of course, service after the sale is very important to people.
You bet.
So, can you give us a feel of what your warranty terms or what your warranty periods are like, and
Sure,
you know, how you would handle that?
Sure. So we offer up to a 5-year, same business day, 4-hour support system, and we offer that worldwide. So that's the short and sweet answer to that. That it's enterprise class support. It's offered worldwide. There's no ifs, ands, or buts behind that.
All righty, well, it sounds pretty compelling. I appreciate your time.
Great, nice to spend some time with you, Paul. Thanks again.
Thanks.